الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ ابتلى إبراهيم ربه بكلمات فأتمهن قال إني جاعلك للناس إماما وقال تعالى إن إبراهيم كان أمة قانتا لله حنيفا ولم يك من المشركين شاكرا لأنعمه اجتباه وهداه إلى صراط مستقيم وآتيناه في الدنيا حسنة وإنه في الآخرة لمن الصالحين صدق الله العظيم. Most respected ulama, elders, beloved brothers, these are the days of Hajj and this is the time of Qurbani as well. Many of the aspects of Hajj, many of the aspects of Qurbani, they are attributed to Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam and the family of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. Allah Ta'ala here mentioned in the verses that I have recited in the first verse, where Allah Ta'ala says, وَإِذْ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ, that remember the time when the Rabb of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam had tested him, kalimat, literally kalimat we translate as words. Here it means with the commandments of Allah Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala commanded Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam to carry out certain tasks. فَأَتَمَّهُنْ, he passed all these tests with flying colors. When he passed all these tests with flying colors, Allah Ta'ala says, إِنِّي جَاعِلُكَ لِلنَّاسِ إِمَامًا, I will make you an imam for mankind, O Ibrahim. Today, all the religions in the world, they accept Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam as their leader. The Jews say, we are the followers of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Christians say, we are the followers of Ibrahim alayhi salam. The Muslimin say, we are the followers of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Mushrikeen say, we are the followers of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. But Quran says, مَا كَانَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ يَهُودِيًّا, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam was not a Jew. وَلَا نَصْرَانِيًّا, he was not a Christian. وَلَكِنْ كَانَ حَنِيفًا مُسْلِمًا, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam was a Muslim, one that submitted to the will of Allah. Hanif. Hanif means he turned away from all deens of batil, all deens of falsehood, and he inclined towards deen haq, the deen of Islam. وَمَا كَانَ مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam was not amongst the polytheists. He was not from amongst those that ascribe partisan to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. The question that comes about here, what was the need for Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala to test Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam? A student that is studying, normally he is tested in madrasa, normally he is tested in school, wherever he is, university, he is tested. So why is he tested? He is tested at the end of the year to see whether he is capable of moving over to the next year. Allah Ta'ala is alimul ghaibi wa shahada, the unseen, the seen, all that is in the knowledge of Allah. So this question doesn't exist for Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. What was the need for Allah Ta'ala to test Ibrahim alayhi salam? Another test that a teacher, he knows that there's only one student that is in the class that is a very, very capable student, very, very intelligent student. Only this student will be able to answer the question. So the teacher, the ustad, poses the question to that particular student. And then he answers the question. He wants to prove to the rest of the class what is the potential of this particular student. Allah Ta'ala wanted to show the world what is the position of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala subjected Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam to various tests. Time is very limited. In this limited time, we will discuss a few tests of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. The first test that Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam was subjected to, he was born in the home of an idol worshipper. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ لِأَبِيهِ آزَرَ أَتَتَّخِذُ أَصْنَامًا آلِهَةً. Remember the time where Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam told his father Azar, he said, are you taking all these deities, are you taking all these idols to be your ilah, to be your deity? Inni araka wa qawmaka fi dalalim mubin. I see your nation in clear misguidance. In another verse, Allah Ta'ala says, 16 para, he advised, he stood up, he spoke what is the haqq, what is the truth. And with lot of wisdom and lot of love. He said, Ya abati, oh my beloved father, lima ta'budu ma la yasma. Why are you worshipping something that cannot hear? Wala yubsir, it cannot see. Wala yughni anka shay'a, cannot benefit you in the least bit. Ya abati, oh my beloved father, inni qad ja'ani min al-ilm. That knowledge has come to me. Ma lam ya'tik, which has not come to you. Fattabi'ni ahdika siratan sawiya. Follow me, I'll guide you to the straight path. From here the commentators of Quran have written that the father, obviously he is senior in age, and the son, he is junior in age. But what the junior son is telling the father, follow me, I'll take you to the straight path. So there might be a senior person, he doesn't have the knowledge of deen. And there might be a junior person, he's got the knowledge of deen. All you need to do, put your hand into the hand of the junior person. He will guide you to your destination. Logical example, understand the point. There's an elderly person, he is blind. And the blind man wants to cross the road. So a 10-year-old boy comes. He says, uncle, put your hand into my hand. I will take you onto the other side of the road. Uncle says that you are a young boy. So many years of my life have passed. You weren't even born at that time. I'm not prepared to listen to you. Let me cross the road. What will happen? Allah save us. Car comes, uncle is gone. But if he put his hand into the hand of this young boy, 10 years old also, he would have taken him across the road. He would have reached safely. So here also Allah Ta'ala says that Ibrahim alayhi salam advised his father. He said, "Fattabi'ni ahdika siratan sawiya." And then he gave him lot of advice. Finally, Ibrahim alayhi salam's father said, "Araghibun anta an alihati ya Ibrahim." Do you disincline? You dislike my deities, O Ibrahim? La illam tantahi la arjumannak wahjurni maliya. If you don't stop, O Ibrahim, I'm going to pelt you. Therefore, get away from me forever. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam was from Iraq. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam then made Hijra and he moved towards Sham. What he told his father, Salamun alayk, peace be upon you, no fighting with you whatsoever. Sa'astaghfiru laka Rabbi, I'll seek forgiveness for you by Allah. Innahu kana bi hafiya. My Rabb is most affectionate towards me. When Ibrahim alayhi salam stood for the truth, when he moved away from his family, when he moved away from his community, when he spoke what is haqq, what Allah Ta'ala gave him, Quran says, فَلَمَّا اعْتَزَلَهُمْ وَمَا يَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. When he separated from them, and whatever they worship besides Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, وَهَبْنَا لَهُ إِسْحَاقَ وَيَعْقُوبَ. Allah Ta'ala gave him a son, Ishaq, and a grandson, Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam. وَكُلًّا جَعَلْنَا نَبِيًّا. And everyone was made a Nabi of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. So see, when a person stands for what is haqq, he speaks what is the truth, Allah will bless him in dunya also. Allah will bless that person in akhirat also. In the narration of Bukhari Sharif, it comes, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam will meet his father on the day of Qiyamah. وَعَلَى وَجْهِ آزَرَ قَطْرَةٌ وَغَبْرَةٌ. There will be darkness, there will be dust on the face of Azar. So the father will tell the son, the son will first tell the father, Alam aqul laka la tu'sini? Oh my father, did I not tell you, don't disobey me, listen to me in this dunya, I will guide you, I will take you to the straight path. So the father on the day of Qiyamah, he will tell Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, Al-yawma la asik, today I won't disobey you. Oh Ibrahim, whatever you want to tell me, you tell me, I'm prepared to obey everything that you tell me. It is mentioned Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam will go to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. One dua Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam used to make, many duas of Ibrahim alayhi salam recorded in the Quran Sharif. But one particular dua that Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam used to make, he was Khalilullah, the friend of Allah. But one dua used to make, وَلَا تُخْزِنِي يَوْمَ يُبْعَثُونَ. Allah, don't humiliate me, Allah. Don't disgrace me. When people will be resurrected, when people will be raised on the day of Qiyamah, don't put me through humiliation on the day of Qiyamah. On the day of Qiyamah, everyone will be present, from the first person, from Adam alayhi salam to the last person. And everything will be played on the big screen. A person, he does some wrong in this dunya, how he ducks and dives to get away. But there, everything is going to be on the big screen. So he used to make dua, Allah, don't humiliate me on that day. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam will go to Allah. He'll say, Allah, you promised me, you won't humiliate me on the day of Qiyamah. فَأَيُّ خِزْيٍ أَخْزَى مِنَ الْأَبِ الْأَبْعَدِ. Which humiliation can be worse than the fact that my father is distant today from your rahmat, from your mercy, O Allah. It mentions Allah Ta'ala will tell Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, Inni harramtul jannata ala al-kafirin. I made Jannat haram upon the kafirin. But Allah Ta'ala will protect Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam from that humiliation, from that disgrace. He will tell Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, Ibrahim, ma tahta rijlayk, just look there, what's under your shoe? Is there something under your shoe there? Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam will look under his shoe. There will be like a little insect, like a scorpion. Ibrahim alayhi salam will take it and just fling it into the fire of Jahannam. To protect the izzat of Ibrahim alayhi salam, the honor of Ibrahim alayhi salam, Allah will transform the father into the insect, and that insect will then be thrown into the fire of Jahannam. So this was one test that Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam went through, and Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam passed with flying colors. It is mentioned now Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he was traveling with his wife. As he was traveling with his wife, he came across a very, very oppressive king. Some of the commentators say that the name of this king was Namrud. Others have said that it was not Namrud, it was another king. So nevertheless, he came across this king. So this king was such that if any person was traveling with his wife, then he would get hold of the person's wife and he will fulfill his desire in a haram way, na'udhu billah. It is mentioned there are 3 occasions in the life of Ibrahim alayhi salam where he acted upon tawriya. Tawriya is where one person, he says something, the opposite party, they understand something else. So the first occasion is mentioned in the Quran, that the people of Ibrahim alayhi salam, they were going for a festival. They came, they told Ibrahim alayhi salam, come, you also come with us for the festival. فَنَذَرَ نَذْرَةً فِي النُّجُومِ. He looked towards the stars. What he said? فَقَالَ إِنِّي سَقِيمٌ. He said, I'm sick. So they thought some physical ailment. So they understood physical ailment. What Ibrahim alayhi salam intended, this kufr, shirk, idol worship, you involve him. I'm tired of all this. Oh, I'm spiritually sick. This is called tawriya. He intended something else. They understood something else. This Allah mentioned in the Quran. The second instance where Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam acted upon tawriya, when they were gone for that festival, it is mentioned he took the axe and he chopped all the idols and he left it on the big one. When they came back, they said, Man fa'ala hadha bi alihatina ya Ibrahim? Who has done this with our idols, O Ibrahim? Qala bal fa'ala. He said, he has done it. In the footnotes or in the marginal notes of Bukhari Sharif, one of the Imams of Qiraat, the ulama will understand it. One of the Imams of Qiraat, Imam Kisai rahmatullah alayh, he said, here is waqf lazim. You have to make waqf over here. Bal fa'ala, according to his Qiraat, is you have to make waqf over here. Why? Because when he said bal fa'ala, he has done it, Ibrahim alayhi salam referred to himself. What they understood? The idol. Kabiruhum hadha, fas'aluhum in kanu yantikun. The biggest idol. Ask them if these idols can speak. His point was now proven. That you are worshipping something, can't benefit you, can't harm you, can't listen, can't see, absolutely nothing. How can you benefit? How can you worship something of this sort? So this Allah Ta'ala mentioned in the Quran. But the third instance is when they came across this oppressive king. It is mentioned Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, when he was asked that who is this woman that is here? He didn't say this is my wife. He said hadihi ukhti Sarah. This is my sister Sarah. So at that time only 2 people brought iman on Ibrahim alayhi salam. One was his wife, and she was his Muslim sister as well. And the other was Hazrat Lut alayhi salam. فَآمَنَ لَهُ لُوت وَقَالَ إِنِّي مُهَاجِرٌ إِلَىٰ رَبِّي. Lut alayhi salatu wasalam, he brought iman on Ibrahim alayhi salam. And he said, I'm making hijrah to my وَقَالَ إِنِّي مُهَاجِرٌ إِلَىٰ رَبِّي. I'm making hijrah to my Rabb with Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. So he also made hijrah to Sham. So this Allah Ta'ala didn't mention in the Quran. Why? Because no person will tolerate even somebody talking to his wife. A person that's got ghairat, he's got self-honor, he'll never allow another man to talk to his wife. He'll never allow another man to look at his wife. So Ibrahim alayhi salam also couldn't tolerate this. So therefore there was some personal benefit for Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam in this. So Allah Ta'ala didn't mention this in the Quran. Why? For Allah Ta'ala, whatever is done, there must be 101% ikhlas. Then it is maqbool, it is accepted in the court of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. So nevertheless, now the wife was summoned to the king. So the wife was brought. When the wife came, the king advanced. He went to commit his haram with this woman. As he went forward to do haram with her, she told him, please, allow me to make wudu. Allow me to read 2 rakats of namaz. And then whatever you want to do, you can do. So he gave her permission. She made wudu. She read 2 rakats of namaz. She picked up the hand. And she said, Allahumma in kuntu amantu wa bi rasulik. O Allah, in kuntu amantu bika wa bi rasulik. If I brought iman upon you, I brought iman upon your Rasul. Wa ahsantu farji illa ala zawji. And I protected my chastity for my husband. Fala tusallit alayya al-kafir. Don't give this kafir the upper hand over me. What connection she had with Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. She made that wudu, she read that namaz, and she just made dua to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. فَغَطَّ وَرَكَدَ بِرِجْلَيْهِ. It is mentioned he started choking. He started hitting his legs on the ground. She became frightened. She became worried. This man is going to die. So she made dua, Allahumma iyyamut yuqal hiya qatalathu fa'arsil. Allah, if he has to die, then the people are going to say, this is the woman that killed the king. فَأَرْسِلْ, Allah, please free him, Allah, let him go, Allah, let him go. It is mentioned Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala freed the king. This happened one time. When he came back to his normal state, he advanced, he went again towards Hazrat Sarah. A second time, she quickly started namaz. Look at the effect of namaz. First, her direction, first her intention was namaz. Let me turn to Allah. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will help me. So again she read namaz. Again she made the same dua. Allahumma in kuntu amantu bika wa bi rasuli wa ahsantu farji illa ala zawji fala tusallit alayya al-kafir. For the second time, the king, he started choking. He started hitting his leg on the ground. So it is mentioned, again she became afraid. Again she made dua, Allah, if he has to die, the people are going to say that she's the one that killed him. Allah, please, let him go. Allah, let him go. So it is mentioned, the second time he was freed. But he went back towards her for the third time. Again she read namaz. Again she made dua. And the same thing happened. On the third time, it is mentioned that again she made dua, Allah, leave him. He was left. And in one narration it comes that he told her, Ud'ullah wala adurruk. Make dua to Allah Ta'ala. I won't cause any harm to you. I won't cause any inconvenience to you. And she made dua to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. On the third time, he said, Wama arsaltum ilayya illa shaytana. That this is not a human being that you have brought to me. You have not sent to me except a shaitan. This is a shaitan that has come to me. So he took a slave girl by the name of Hazrat Hajar. And he said, this slave girl, Hazrat Hajar, give the slave girl to Hazrat Sarah. So this was Hazrat Hajar that was given to Hazrat Sarah. She comes to Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. And this slave girl, Hazrat Hajar, she gives as a gift to Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he takes the slave girl and he frees her, he makes nikah to her. And from this union, Hazrat Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam was born. When Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam was born, now there's co-wives. Hazrat Hajar on one side, Hazrat Sarah on the other side. Hazrat Sarah doesn't have any children. Hazrat Hajar now got a child. So that self-honor again, that jealousy that came into Hazrat Sarah at that time, she told Hazrat Hajar, I'm going to kill you. It is mentioned in the narration, it comes, Hazrat Hajar, she took a sheet, a cloth, and she put this cloth on. She tied a girdle, she tied a belt. The commentators, the Shurraf, Hadith have written over here, why did she wear this cloth? They were in the desert. So she said, now I'm going to run away. And as I'm running away, my footprints are going to be on the sand. But the sheet that is behind me, this cloth that is behind me, it will wipe out all the footmarks. So Hazrat Sarah won't know where I have run away to. And others have said, she put this sheet on. She came at the feet of Hazrat Sarah. She says, I'm here to make your khidmat. I'm here to serve you. So what is the problem? So it is mentioned at this time now, Allah Ta'ala's command came. A young wife, a beautiful child, Allah Ta'ala blessed him with. Allah Ta'ala says, take your wife, take your child, go and leave them in the barren lands of Makkatul Mukarramah. Again Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam is tested. He takes his wife, he takes his little child and he goes to Makkah Sharif. At that time in Makkah Sharif, it is mentioned not a single soul was living in Makkah Sharif. Not a single blade of grass growing in Makkatul Mukarramah. No crops, no vegetation, no water in Makkah Sharif. Absolutely nothing in Makkatul Mukarramah. And here he is commanded that where there is absolutely nothing, go and leave your wife and your child. He takes a packet. In this packet, he puts some dates in here. He puts some water in here. He takes his wife and child and he goes to Makkah Sharif. And in the barren lands of Makkah, he leaves her there. And he gets up and he starts walking. So she asked him, Ila aina ya Sayyidi? Where are you going, O my master? No answer from Ibrahim alayhi salam. The second time she asked the same question, Ila aina ya Sayyidi? O my master, where are you going? No answer from Ibrahim alayhi salam. For the third time she poses the question, no answer from Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. Then she asked him, Allahu amaraka bihada? Did Allah Ta'ala command you to do this? Leave us here in the barren lands of Makkah Sharif. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam said, Naam, yes, Allah has commanded me to leave you in the barren lands of Makkah. Look at the iman again of Hazrat Hajar. What she said, إِذَنْ لَا يُضَيِّعُنَا. If that is the case, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will never destroy us. And one narration it comes, she said, Raditu billah. I am happy with the decision of Allah. If Allah's decision is that I must remain here, then I am happy with the decision of Allah. Hazrat Maulana Ashraf Ali Sahab Thanvi rahmatullahi alayhi, on one occasion, he asked Hazrat Shah Abdul Ghani Sahab Pulpuri rahmatullahi alayhi, he said, tell me that is there a level that is higher than ikhlas? Ikhlas is so important in the life of a person. We just explained it now, that if ikhlas is not there, our amal is absolutely nothing. So he said, is there a level that is higher than ikhlas? Maulana Thanvi rahmatullahi alayhi said, ikhlas doesn't come into a person very easily. Ikhlas comes into a person towards the latter part of his life. And that too, he said, when you stay in sohbat of Ahlullah, in the company of Ahlullah, he says, then gradually ikhlas will come into the life of a person. So Shah Abdul Ghani Sahib Pulpuri Rahmatullah said, Hazrat, you tell me, is there a level higher than ikhlas? So he said that this stage, Rada bil Qada, to be happy with the decision of Allah, or what is called taslim, tafweez, where a person submits, he hands over all his matters to Allah. Wa ufawwidu amri ilallah. I've handed over, I've surrendered all my matters to Allah. He said that this is a level that is higher than ikhlas also. A person that brings this quality into him of rada bil qada, I'm happy with the decision of Allah. No depression in the life of that person. Why? This is Allah's decision. Whatever is happening in my life, this is a decision of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. So she said, raditu billah. Now Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he walks away from there. He comes to a stage, he comes to a place where he cannot see his wife. He cannot see his children. Now he picks up his hand. What dua he makes? Rabbana inni askantu min dhurriyyati biwadin ghayri dhi zar'in inda baytikal muharram. Oh Rabb, that I've settled my progeny biwadin, in a valley, ghayri dhi zar'in, that is not cultivated, nothing grows over here, inda baytikal muharram, by your sacred house, Allah. Whatever I left them here in the barren lands of Makkah Sharif for, Rabbana liyuqimus salah, so they establish salah. فَجْعَلْ أَفْئِدَةً مِّنَ النَّاسِ تَهْوِي إِلَيْهِمْ. Wallah, let the hearts of some, mean in Arabic, it means, is for tabi'iziyah, that let the hearts of only some of the people incline towards them. Imagine the dua of Ibrahim alayhi salam at that stage when no one was in Makkah Sharif. He said, let the hearts of some of the people incline towards them. Today, that some translates into 2 million people going for Hajj, 3 million people going for Hajj. Imagine if he made dua, Allah, the whole world, let their hearts incline. The whole world would have been gone for Hajj. And for Allah is not impossible. Everybody can fit in the lands of Makkah Sharif also. وَرْزُقْهُمْ مِنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَشْكُرُونَ. Oh Allah, provide for them, sustain them with fruit so that they will make shukr, wallah. And today, what we don't get in our country, first grade fruit, you don't get in South Africa. First grade fruit is all exported out of South Africa. Go to Makkah Sharif, first grade fruit from throughout the world, you'll find in Makkah Sharif and Medina Sharif. The clothing that you don't get here, the clothing you will get there. That is why we should be very careful also. When the kuffar want to trap the Muslim, they just take whatever they want to regard as Islamic clothing, or they want to trap us and make us make us understand that no, this is something to do with Islam. Just throw it in the lands of Makkah Sharif, in the markets of Makkah Sharif, Medina Sharif. When we go there, we will purchase from there. We will say, no, I found it in Makkah Sharif. I found it in Madinatul Munawwara. Whereas it's got absolutely nothing to do with deen, and it's got nothing to do with Islam. So this is the dua Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam made. And then he left from there. Now, Hazrat Hajar, she is left with that little child. The water is now finished. The dates are now exhausted. There are no more dates left also. There's no milk in the breast of that mother. The child got no milk to drink. What does she do? She is pareshan, she is restless. It is mentioned, she now climbs onto the Mount of Safa. When she goes onto the Mount of Safa, she looks around. Is there any water anywhere? Is there anyone around? There's nobody. When a person, he walks through a thorny path sometimes, what we do, we hold the kurta, we hold the pants, and then a person walks. So here, she holds her garment. And from Safa, she runs, she comes down, and she runs now, and she climbs onto Marwa. There on Marwa, she looks right, she looks left, looks around. There's no water, there's nothing here. From there, she runs back towards Safa. And in this way, she starts in Safa, she completes in Marwa 7 rounds. As Abdullah bin Abbas radiallahu ta'ala said, that this sa'i you got from your mother, Hazrat Hajar. Allah accepted this, Allah loved this so much, that the Haji, every year he will be making this sa'i. It is a wajib of Hajj. And a person that goes for Umrah, his Umrah is not complete unless he makes the sa'i, which is also a wajib. So the sa'i, Allah Ta'ala accepted it so much. It is mentioned when she completed her 7th round, she stands and she hears a sound. Allah Ta'ala had already sent down an angel. A farishta had already come down. According to one riwayat it comes that the angel took his heels and hit the heel on the ground. And according to another narration it comes, the angel took his hand and he dug into the ground. And here the water of Zamzam sprung up. So she hears a sound. Now she addresses herself. She said, you have been made heard. You have been heard. So she comes down. When she comes down, she sees there's water that is coming out over here. So the angel that had come down, he said, there's no need for you to worry. This child of yours, Allah will protect. Allah will never destroy this child. This is the child that is going to build Baytullah. Allah Ta'ala will protect this child. It is mentioned, she was so worried about that water. She was so worried about the water. As Abdullah bin Abbas radiallahu ta'ala says, Yarhamullahu umma Ismail. May Allah have mercy on the mother of Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam. لَوْ تَرَكَتْ مَاءَ زَمْزَمْ. If she only left this water of Zamzam, أَوْ لَوْ لَمْ تَغْرِفِ الْمَاء. Or she tried to contain that water, she tried to scoop that water up, that this water mustn't run away, it mustn't get finished, it mustn't get exhausted. If she did not try to contain that water, لَكَانَتْ زَمْزَمُ عَيْنًا مَعِينًا. Zamzam would have been, perhaps it would have been a spring that would have been flowing in the world. People throughout the world would have been drinking the waters of Zamzam. But Ismail, Hazrat Hajar, she contained it in that particular area. So now she's got water over here. It is mentioned there was one tribe known as the tribe of Jurhum. This tribe of Jurhum, they were well known. They used to travel this area of Makkah Sharif all the time. So they were traveling. As they came to the area of Makkah Sharif, they saw a bird flying. So they said, this bird normally flies where there's water. But we know this area in and out. There's no water in this area. But they said, let's take a try. Let's send one of the messengers. Let him go and check. So they sent one messenger. They said, go and check. Is there any water in the area? So the messenger went. When he came here, Abad, he found water over here. So he came back, he informed them. So they came to the mother of Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam. So they asked her, they said, can we settle down over here? There was no one living there. So she also wanted company. She wanted people to settle down over here. So she said, no problem, you can settle down over here. But remember, la haqqa lakum fil ma. You got no right in the water. The water belongs to me. So they settled down. Look how Allah Ta'ala, from the unseen, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala made asbab for Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam. When our trust is on Allah, وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. The person that puts his trust in Allah Tabaraka, Allah is sufficient for that person. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala arranged that this young boy is going to grow up. He's going to need education. Who's going to educate this child? There's no ta'lim in Makkah Sharif at that time. Allah Ta'ala brought Qabila Jurhum. When he came of age, now they started educating this child. Later on, he had to get married. Allah made asbab for that. They saw such a fine boy, such good qualities. The son of Khalilullah, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. They said, we will give him our daughter. They gave their daughter, and Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam got married in the tribe of Jurhum. It is mentioned that his mother then passed away. We are just discussing one narration. There's a lot of events that took place in between. This is just one narration. It is mentioned the mother now passed away. After many years, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam came looking for his son. He came to the house, he knocked on the door. Ismail alayhi salam's wife was there, his daughter-in-law. He said, where is your husband? No, my husband is gone out. He's gone to earn his risk, his sustenance. He asked her, that how's everything at home? She said, things are very difficult. We don't have food in the house. Very difficult times we're going through. He said, when your husband comes back, give him my salams and tell him to change the door frame of the house. And he went away. When Ismail alayhi salam came, the wife forgot. He sensed, my father was here. He asked her, did somebody come here today? Yes, who came? An elderly person. Did he say something? He gave salams. He said, change the door frame of the house. So Ismail alayhi salam said, that was my father. He said that I should give you talaq. So he had given her talaq. It is mentioned, after that he got married again. After some time, Ibrahim alayhi salam came back. When he came to the house, again he was gone out to work. Ismail alayhi salam was not at home. Asked the wife, where's your husband? No, he's gone out to work. How's everything at home? She said, Alhamdulillah, we're in the best of conditions. So he said, what do you eat over here? She said, we eat meat. What do you drink? We drink water. He picked up his hand. Ibrahim alayhi salam made dua. Allahumma barik lahum fil lahmi wal ma. Oh Allah, grant them barakat in their water, Allah. Grant them barakat in their meat, oh Allah. Shurra of Hadith, commentators of Hadith have written here, there's only one place in the world where a person will survive on eating meat and drinking water. Only one place, Makkah Sharif. Anywhere else in the world, there has to be a balanced diet. This is the barakat again of the dua of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. And then he said, give your husband salams, tell him to keep the doorframe of the house. Ismail alayhi salam came, wife said, elderly person came. He gave salams, he said, keep the doorframe of the house. He said that was my father. And he said, I should keep you in my nikah. So this was the second visit. The third time Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam came, Ismail alayhi salam was sitting under the tree. He was sharpening his arrows. Father and son, after so many years, the two of them had met. They embraced one another. Perhaps tears flowed from the eyes of father and son. And then Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam told his son, he said, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala has appointed me to build Kaaba Sharif. Will you assist me in the building of Kaaba Sharif? And the son, he agreed, I will assist you, O my beloved father, in building Kaaba Sharif. And it's mentioned, Ibrahim alayhi salam did the building, the son used to move all the rocks. So this is the test, the various tests, these are some of the tests Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala subjected Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam to. And when he passed all these tests, then he said, Inni ja'iluka linnasi imama, I will make you an imam for mankind. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala give us all tawfiq, inshallah. Allahu Akbar, Allah.